I through lecture on the subject Internet Technology, subject code CS705A. This is for computer science and engineering student. I am Konkunjana, Assistant Professor of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JS Group. It's a joint venture. This is module 1 of the subject Internet Technology having the subject code CS705A. This lecture based on the syllabus of BTech Computer Science and Engineering of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University of Technology, West Bengal, formerly known as West Bengal University of Technology. Module 1 have 6 lectures in total. The contents of Module 1 of Internet Technology for Computer Science and Engineering of 7th semester student is Introduction to Internet, which have 1 lecture, Overview, Network of Networks, Intranet, Extranet, and Internet. World Wide Web, which have 1 lecture, Domain and Subdomain, Address Resolution, DNS, Telnet, FTP, HTTP. Review of TCP/IP, which have 1 lecture, features, segment, three-way handshaking, flow control, error control, congestion control, IP datagram, IPv4 and IPv6, IP subnetting and addressing, which have 1 lecture, classful and classless addressing, subnetting, NAT, IP, mass querying, IP tables. Internet routing protocol, which have 1 lecture, routing, intra and interdomain routing, unicast and multicast routing, and broadcast. Electronic mail, which have 1 lecture, is covered with POP3 and SMTP. So we'll start lecture 1 of module 1 in this session. I am using digital whiteboard for better dictation. Important points and some reference will be written in this board. And for practical demonstration, we'll run code on JAM server when it will be required. So we'll start this session now. Data communication. Data communication. Okay. When we communicate, we are actually sharing information. This sharing can be local or remote. Between individuals, local communication usually occurs face to face, while the remote communication takes place over the distance. Over the distance, that means from far away. So that is the way of telecommunication. Tele for far away. Telecommunication. which include telephony, telegraphy, and television, means communication at a distance. Already I have told you, tele is a Greek for far. The word data refers the information presented in whatever form is agreed upon by the parties creating and using the data. Data communication are the exchange of data between two devices via some form of transmission medium such as a wire cable, and now we are using wireless cable also. For data communication to occur, the communication device must be part of a communication system made up of a combination of hardware, physical equipment, and software programs. The effectiveness of data communication system depends on four fundamental characteristics. For, for some fundamental characteristics. Okay. Delivery, accuracy, timeliness, and jitter. And jitter. And jitter. Okay. Number 4 is jitter. What does you mean by delivery actually? Suppose the system must deliver data to the correct destination. Data must be received by the intended device or user and only by the device or user. What does it mean by accuracy? The system must deliver the data accurately. Data that have been altered in transmission and left uncorrected are unusable. And third one is the timeliness. The system must deliver data in a timely manner. Data delivered later useless. In the case of video and audio, timely delivery means delivering data as they are produced in the same order that they are produced and received without significant delay. And this kind of delivery is called real-time transmission. This is called the real-time transmission. Real-time transmission. Okay. And the fourth one is jitter. Jitter. Jitter refers to the variation in the pocket arrived time. That is the packet arrived time. It is the uneven delay in the delivery of audio video packets. Okay. Now next one is the components that we need to know. The components. What about the components? A data communication system have 5 components. Number one is message. Number two, sender, receiver, transmission medium, and the protocol. Now, what about the message? Message is the information, that is the data that to be communicated. Popular forms of information include text, numbers, pictures, audio, and video. So, what you would like to transmit over the medium. Now, next one is the sender. Sender is the device that sends the data message. It can be a computer, it can be a workstation, telephone, handset, video camera, and so on. Many type of sender will be there. And next is the receiver. Who will receive? The receiver is the device that receive the message. It can be a computer, workstation, telephone, handset, television, and many type of receiver are there. Next one is the transmission medium. What about the transmission medium? This is the actual physical path by which a message travels from sender to receiver. And nowadays, physical media in some situation cannot be used as because we are using some Wi-Fi also. Some example of the physical media is transmission media included two-state pair, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable, and radio waves also. And the last one is the protocol. What about the protocol? A protocol is a set of rules that govern data communication. So this is the most important thing. Protocol is a set of rules that govern data communication. That govern the data communication. It represents an agreement between the communicating devices. Without a protocol, two devices may be connected but not communicating. Just as a person speaking, suppose French, cannot be understood by the person who speaks in Japanese. So, protocol is required to make it convenient for the receiver section. Okay. Now, next we'll discuss about the networks. What about networks? A network is a set of devices, often referred to as nodes. Okay. And those are connected by communication links. A node can be a computer, printer, or any other device capable of sending and or receiving data generated by other nodes on the network. Now, what are the network criteria? First one is the performance, then reliability and the security is required. A network must be able to meet a certain number of criteria. The most important of these are reliability, security, and the performance also. What about the performance? Performance can be measured in many ways, including transition time and response time. Transit time is the amount of time required for a message to travel from one device to another device. Response time is the elapsed time. Response time, first one is the transit time. First one is the transit time. Transit time. And next one is the response time. Response time. Response times is the elapsed time between an inquiry and a response. The performance of a network depends on a number of factors, including the number of users, the type of transmission medium, the capabilities of the connected hardware, and the efficiency of the software. Performance also is often evaluated by two network matrices. By two network matrices. Another one is throughput. Throughput and delay. Throughput and delay. We often need more throughput and less delay. Okay, to speed up the communication. However, these two criteria are often contradictory. Actually, if we try to send more data to the network, we may increase throughput, but we increase the delay because of traffic congestion in the network. Next one is the reliability. The reliability. In addition to accuracy of delivery, network reliability is measured by the frequency of failure. Is measured by the frequency of failure. Frequency of failure. The time it takes a link to recover from a failure and the network's robustness in a catastrophe. And the next one is the security. Next one is the security. Okay. And what about the security? You know all of it about it. Network security issues include protecting data from unauthorized access, protecting data from damage and development, and implementing policies and procedure for recovery from breaches and data losses. Okay, so this is about the criteria of that. Next one is the physical structure. Physical structure. Before discussing networks, we need to define some network attributes. That means that is the type of connection. A network is two or more devices connected through links. And what about the link? A link is a communication pathway that transfer data from one device to another. For visualization purpose, it is simplest to imagine any link as a line drawn between the points. For communication to occur, two devices must be connected in some way to the same link at the same time. And there are two possibilities type of connection, point to point and multi-point. Point to point and multi-point. A point-to-point connection provides a dedicated link between two devices. The entire capacity of the link is reserved for transmission between those two devices. Most point-to-point connections use an actual length of wire or cable to connect the two ends, but other options such as microwave or satellite links are also possible. But when you change television channels by infrared remote control, you are establishing a point-to-point connection between the remote control and the television control system. Next one is the multi-point. Multi-point also you can call it multi-drop. This is multi-drop also you can call it multi-drop. Okay. And multi-point connection is one in which more than two specific devices share a single link. In a multi-point environment, the capacity of the channel is shared, either spatially or temporarily. If several devices can use the link simultaneously, it is a spatial shared connection. If users must take turns, it is a time shared connection. So what we have learned? Spatially shared connection and time shared connection. Okay. Next, we will know about the interconnection of networks and internetwork. Interconnection of network and internetwork. What about that? Today it is very rare to see a LAN, a MAN or a LAN in isolation. They are connected to one another. When two or more networks are connected, they become an internetwork or internet you can say. As an example, assume that an organization has two offices, one on the east coast and the other on the west coast. The established office on the west coast has a bus topology, suppose LAN. The newly opened office on the east coast has a star topology LAN, suppose. The president of the company lives somewhere in the middle and needs to have control over the company from his or her home. To create a backbone, one, I'm telling about one. One, for connecting these three entities to LANs and the president computer. A switched one operated by a service provider such as a telecom company, whatever it is, has been leased. To connect the LAN to this switched one, however, 3 point-to-point ones are required. These point-to-point ones can be high-speed DSL line offered by a telephone company or a cable modem line. Okay, this is the internet work. And what about the internet? The internet has revolutionized many aspects of our daily lives. It has affected the way we do business as well as the way we spend our leisure time. Count the way you have used the internet recently. Perhaps you have sent electronic mail to a business associate, paid a utility bill, read newspaper from a distinct city, or looked up a local movie schedule or buy a type of internet connection. Okay, so these all are about the internet. You can go for the exam, sometimes your meeting can be heard through this also. Next one is the intranet. Intranet. An intranet is a private network that uses the internet model. However, access to the network is limited to the users inside the organization. So, moreover, this is about the internet. We can define in that way. Okay. Now, internet versus intranet. Apart from similarities, there are some differences. Intranet and internet. Intranet localized network, whereas internet worldwide network. Does not have access to internet, whereas have access to the internet. Intranet more expensive, whereas the internet is less expensive. This is more safe, internet is more safe, and the internet is less safe. Internet is more reliable and this is less reliable. Inside your organization, outside your organization, through whole world that will be happening. Okay. Next, we will know about the extranet. An extranet is the same as in intranet, with one or major difference is that some resources may be accessed by specific groups. Intranet, there are some resources can be accessed outside the group, not that portion. These are not accessible outside the organization. Okay, that is included in extranet. Only network administrator can control it. For example, an organization may allow authorized customer access to produce, product specification, availability, and online ordering. An university or a college can allow distance learning, student access on online classes also. And if you like to access all these things, you need to put the passwords and that have been checked. And where that will be implemented as a virtual private network, that is in VPN, because it uses internet to connect the internet. Okay. So this is about the extranet. Now, extranet versus internet. Extranet, internal network that can be accessed externally, but in internal network that cannot be accessed externally. Extranet is extension of company's intranet, whereas the intranet only limited users of a company can access it. Extranet for limited external communication between customers, suppliers, and business partners. Whereas internet only for communication within the company. So we have completed lecture on. Thank you. চাষ মা ফ্যানটা চালাও নেট অন করে রেখেছিলাম রে বাবা, সব গেছে। ইস